In this video, I will be looking at two seismic retrofit guidelines. One is the older Standard Plan A, and that looks like this. It's 2 pages long. And then the other one is FEMA P-1100. That's a brand new seismic retrofit guideline, and it is 290 pages long. You can see it's a lot was done here. And Standard Plan A actually took us 2 years to put together. I was on the Standard Plan A Development Committee, and I was actually on the FEMA P-1100 committee that is converting it to ICC 1300, which is part of a national building code. Now, I am going to be looking at these from a contractor's point of view. I am a contractor, and I hope to look at it from that point of view to help contractors and homeowners promote public safety. All 5 videos and lots of other information are available on our website. So if you go to bayarearetrofit.com, and then you come over here to FEMA P-1100, come on here, click on that, and it'll take you to a page where you can see all the information that's in the videos. You can look at it at your leisure, read what you want to, go to various links. For example, if you come right here, you can go to this document, which is a big part of FEMA P-1100, and read the whole thing if you feel like it, and then watch the videos that are available. So pretty much everything you need to know is right here on that web page. You can also access videos that I made for the committee where I was trying to convince other members to do things in a maybe more contractor friendly or cheaper way. So the way you reach those videos is you come back here to ICC 1300 again, you do a drop down, you use this tab for videos, you click that, and it'll take you to this page where it has all the videos. So as you can see here, there's all kinds of videos that I thought was relevant. And so this series of 30 videos, if you're a contractor or even if you're a homeowner getting ready to do it yourself, it's a good idea to see different ways to do things. So I'm not saying the way I was recommending to do it is a better way. It was just a different way. And sometimes, I thought it was a better way, and you may think the same thing. Something else that you can access here is information on Standard Plan A. So we come right here, and then we're going to see all sorts of stuff about Standard Plan A. Now, if you look right here, it says an insider's perspective. Now, I put that in there because I was actually on the Standard Plan A committee, and I've already written a lot. I've made a lot of videos, and if you go to this web page, you can find out what I've written. You can watch the videos I've made. And right here, if you want to read about it, just go down here. There's a lot of information about Standard Plan A. Now, it's got a lot of problems, and it's very important to know what those problems are. This document here consists of 452 pages of research that was done specifically for Standard P-1100 ICC 1300. It was all done so that I, as contractor, can properly retrofit a house. So here are the authors for all of this research. The first one is the Applied Technology Council. They pretty much oversaw the whole project. Then we had the California Earthquake Authority, Federal Emergency Management Agency, and then all these people right here, they're almost all structural engineers of some type. Research scientists, engineers, really high caliber professionals who understand wood frame, retrofitting, and science. This is the first page of quite a few pages in the table of contents. Remember, this document is 452 pages long. Primarily, it consists of test results in the terms of graphs and tables, and then commentary on those graphs and tables. So that's why it's so long. So each one of these sections right here consists of a great deal of text. Now, this document and all these tests are designed to help me, the contractor, retrofit a house. This is a typical table that you'll find in the background information. And I'm showing this to you so that you can see the tremendous science that was put into this with computer modeling done by the finest scientists and structural engineers in the country. Now, this information is taken and put in a practical level so that I can go under a house and I can put in bolts and I can nail up plywood and I can do other things to make sure houses do not fall in an earthquake. I'm showing you this image to press upon you that seismic retrofitting truly is a science. There's 452 pages of text and graphs that look like this that are the science behind seismic retrofitting, so that when I go under a house and I have the plywood and I have the bolts and I have whatever it is I need in terms of tools and hardware, that I do the best job I possibly can. The FEMA-funded wood frame project also contributed a lot to the committee that was creating FEMA P-1100. It was formed in 1999 with a $6 million grant from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. And I know a little bit about it because one of the engineers on the committee, Jim Russell, he told me that the FEMA had given them $6 million for this project. You know, that would probably be something like $12 million. And he also told me that he really enjoyed the studies that he did there. And by the way, he was also the chair of the Standard Plan A committee, as well as the committee that wrote Appendix Chapter A3 of the California Existing Building Code. So let's go and look what they've done. Each one of these reports is about 30 pages long, 150 pages long, and there's all different sorts of things. So you can look around here and you'll see all sorts of stuff. And so, for example, let's look over here. You see this one that says nail, wood screws, and staple fasteners. Now, you'd never think that that was very complicated, but if you open this up, you'll see a document that is 177 pages long. So you can imagine every little bit of information that you could ever want is right here in these documents. Altogether, there's probably 4,500 pages of information in these reports. And so if you add that to what we just saw in the FEMA documentation, we're looking at about 5,000 pages of research that FEMA P-1100 has access to. Here you can see other research sources that were published by the government, primarily by the Federal Emergency Management Agency. So they are about 17. If you look at them, you can see by the titles what they're about. And let's just look at one of them. If you come over here to this one, and you'll see that, you know, it's got a great name, Techniques for the Seismic Renovation of Existing Building. Now that's obviously a retrofit document. It's all about seismic retrofitting. And you can see right up here, you know, it's 571 pages long. So that's a lot of information for the FEMA P-1100 Seismic Retrofit Committee to have access to. Here's another document that the FEMA P-1100 scientists and engineers had for their documentation. This is a training manual that was put together for contractors after the 1994 earthquake. It was discovered at that time that the contractors did not know how to retrofit houses because so little of this kind of work had been done. So an engineer by the name of Tim McCormick, he put this together. I actually called him about a year ago in regard to some damage that he'd seen after Northridge. And unfortunately, he himself had never retrofitted a house in his life either. So this document is simply a whole bunch of words. It does absolutely nothing for contractors, but the engineers and scientists may have found something valuable here. And by the way, all the documents we just looked at are available on my website. The way you find them is you go to the library, there's a drop-down, go to the PDF resources for engineers and design, and you come right here, and then here's all the different documents that I put together over time that a seismic retrofit contractor or an engineer can use. So there's a whole lot here. You might have to sift through it to find the documents that we just looked at, but it's all here if you want to find it.